Good evening, friends. So today we are going to take an important session from chemistry, a most useful topic from children to engineering students, a school level chemistry, so which helps in all the sectors. So this is very useful topic. So today we will see the chemical equations and chemical reactions. So what's meant by a chemical reaction? What's meant by a chemical equation? So today we will see the entire topic and how you are going to balance a given equation and how an equation can be more informative when you are writing a chemical equation. So today we will see generally the difference if you observe a molecule, a compound. So what is meant by a compound? Suppose if you take HCl, HCl is nothing but a compound in which there are two types of atoms. One is hydrogen and another is chlorine. So we used to take daily in our homes water. The formula for water is H2O. So there are two hydrogen atoms, one oxygen atom. Similarly, we have so many compounds. So from the taken examples, a compound is nothing but having two or more different atoms. Suppose if you take nitrogen, nitrogen is straight N2. What about hydrogen? It is H2. What about oxygen? It is O2. So in this one, you are going to observe there are two similar atoms present and combined together. So that is why it is called a molecule. So what about the atoms? Atoms are according to fundamental definition. So it is supposed to be indivisible. So the atom is a finest particle from the molecule or a compound. So now when you combine something in our daily life, suppose burning of a carbon compound or a wood stick. So a wood consists of carbon. So there is a combustion process when carbon combined with oxygen. So there is a liberation of carbon dioxide, so along with some heat energy. Suppose when hydrogen and oxygen reacted together, so there is a formation of water molecule. So in our daily life, so what is meant by reaction? Suppose when you take some water and keep in our refrigerator, so then it is going to become an ice cube. So now the water state is in liquid, it is converted into solid form called ice. The same ice piece suppose undergoes some heat process, nothing but supplying of heat energy. Then you are going to observe the ice conversion from solid state to liquid state. If you go on continuously increasing the heat energy, it converts into water vapor. So water vapor state is gaseous. So now if you cool it, it becomes water again into ice. So this is nothing but like a physical change. What about the chemical change which do not come back to its original form? A burning a wood stick. Similarly, a burning a paper. So rusting of iron. So many are there in our daily life. So there are chemical changes. So now in the physical change and chemical change, some reactions are observed. So what is meant by a chemical reaction? So chemical reaction nothing but combining of some molecules or atoms together to become a new compound or a new molecule. So nothing but some atoms and molecules are combined together, or one molecule gets suppose heated. it is going to be converted into some other compounds or atoms. So anyhow, the total fundamental definition of chemical reaction is, so now one form of molecule is going to appear in new form. So to undergo a chemical reaction, so there may be requirement of heat energy, there may be liberation of heat energy. So many takes place in our daily life. So now we go with some examples, and we will take the clear topic. So each chemical reaction, how you are going to represent in the form of chemical equation. Suppose if I want to say hydrogen combined with oxygen, or suppose when water undergoes a electrolysis process, so there may be decomposition of water into hydrogen and oxygen. So now in order to represent the total reaction, so instead of writing entire thing, if you use their symbols, their formulas, and write in the form of an equation, so that becomes a chemical equation. So now in the chemical equation, we are going to represent, instead of a text, their symbols can be written, their formulas are written. So now we will see all the things in detail here. Let us suppose hydrogen plus oxygen. It is going to observe a formation of H2O. So now hydrogen combined with oxygen, and you are going to observe a formation of water molecule. Similarly, when zinc reacts with HCl, so there is a formation of zinc chloride plus liberation of hydrogen gas. So now this is the fundamental concept of what is a chemical equation. What is a chemical equation? So now in this text, two examples, we are going to observe the hydrogen is a H2, oxygen is O2, H2O is a new compound. So now here we have represented, instead of writing hydrogen, the molecular formula of hydrogen is H2, oxygen is O2, combined together to form H2O. Similarly, zinc, Zn is a symbol of zinc atom, hydrochloric acid HCl, it becomes zinc chloride plus H2. So now you are writing all in the form of their symbols or molecule formulas, so to represent a chemical reaction. So now an arrow mark is represented to this one, they are called reactants. So here they are called products. So now reactants are nothing but which are going to take place in the reaction. So products are nothing but which are formed at the reaction. So now reactants are converted into products. So the arrow marks represent the equation or the reaction in which direction it is taking place. So reactants are converted into products. So now this is the fundamental concept of what is meant by chemical equation and what is meant by chemical reaction. So now how can an equation can be more informative? So to understand that one, we are going to represent zinc as a solid, HCl you are taking usually and dilute HCl, so aqueous. So zinc chloride is formed as a solution, hydrogen is liberated, so it is the arrow up mark represents the evolution of gas or G. Similarly, carbon plus oxygen gives rise CO2 plus heat energy. So this is called exothermic reactions. In some cases, the heat may be absorbed in the reactant site. So they are called endothermic reactions. So now this is a fundamental concept how we are going to make an equation more informative. So to make it, it is solid, it is a gas, so carbon dioxide is a gas plus heat energy. So in this way we can represent an equation more informative. So this is a concept of what is meant by a chemical reaction and what is meant by a chemical equation and how an equation can be more informative. So let us suppose we are going to understand a main important concept of balanced equation. And unbalanced equation. Now you take this example, 2 hydrogen atoms, 2 oxygen atoms, 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. So this is said to be unbalanced chemical equation. Now in this one, 1 zinc, 1 hydrogen, 1 chlorine, zinc, 2 chlorines, 1 chlorine, 2 chlorines, 2 hydrogens, 1 hydrogen. So this is also unbalanced chemical equation. So unbalanced means on both sides of the reactant side and product side, each element atoms number is not same, then it's called unbalanced. If the number of atoms of each element are same on both sides, then it's called balanced equation. Suppose hydrogen plus oxygen gives rise H2O. So now the complex formula is H2O. There are 1 oxygen, here 2 oxygens. What you have to do, you make it oxygen 2 times or 2 atoms. You should not write 2 here. So go for a multiple 2H2. When 2 is multiplied to H2O, there will be 2 2s are 4 hydrogen atoms. So here you have to go for 2 hydrogens. So now 4 hydrogens, 2 oxygen atoms, 2 oxygen atoms. So it is called balanced chemical equation. So when the number of atoms of each element are same on both sides of the reactant side and product side, it is said to be balanced chemical equation. So what are the steps here? We will see. First thing, you should not go for the changes in the formula. So first you have to understand the molecular formula of the compounds or molecules. You have to write H2 for hydrogen, O2 for oxygen. You should not write O, you should not write H. So H2O for water. Second thing is count the number of atoms. Let us see LH site, RH site. Here what are the atoms present here? Hydrogen, oxygen and H2O. There is a HO, here also HO. So for that one H you write, O you write. LH side means in the reactant side there are 2. Here RHS is 2. Oxygens are 2. Here oxygen is 1. So now in the trial and error method, you want to make oxygens 2 on right side. So what you are doing, you go for complex formula, select a complex formula. you are multiplying H2O molecule by 2. So then here oxygens are becoming 2. When you are changing the number of oxygens 2 on right side or product side, then hydrogens are becoming 4. Here you have to go for 4. But when you are changing immediately, there will be changes from on the left side also you have to do. So for that one, you are going to keep or multiply the hydrogen by 2 here. So it also becomes 4. So now you observe here on LHS RHS side 4 hydrogens, 4 hydrogens. Oxygens are 2, oxygens are 2. Now the balanced equation is this one. H2 plus O2 gives rise H2. So now in this way we have to understand how a equation can be balanced. To balance a chemical equation, so the most important fundamental rule is, first of all, you have to understand the chemical reaction. So what are the reactants and what are the products you get in the reaction? Second thing is, you must know their formulas. A molecular formula for a molecule you have to understand, a compound you have to understand. Third thing is, the subscripts of the molecule or formula should not be changed. Suppose, generally if you take calcium oxide, when it reacts with water, you are going to observe the formation of calcium hydroxide. The formula of calcium hydroxide is CaOH taken twice, but you should not write CaOH. So there should be subscript OH2. The subscripts in the formula should not be changed. So now, after understanding the basic concept, go for LHS, RHS, write their atoms, what are the atoms present in the equation. So count the number of atoms on both sides, select a complex formula from the reaction or equation. So by understanding a trial and error method, you can change the number of atoms on both sides. When you are going on trying to change the number of atoms, then the equation is going to be balanced. But what is the importance of balancing equation? So we know that conservation of mass principle, the total number of atoms, when they are equal, then the mass of the reactants will become equal to mass of the products. So now this is an important concept. We will see more examples in our next video. So thank you for watching.